inside. We're going to get straight into the game. Tainted Minds versus Complexity, guided through by Paradox in the back, brought to you by myself and Chance. We're going to jump into map number 1, and who would you be on board with? It's none other than Blast. A player for me going into this. I was very extremely excited to watch, you know, both in Respawn and Search and Destroy. For me, inconsistent has been the way to describe Blast.
And from how good this man has been online, my best guess is not that, like, internet's the key, but I think, like, maybe LAN nerves have gotten to him just a little bit, because we've seen at his best, even on LAN, he fries. And this would be the test for me. Like, if he does the exact same thing against Tainted Minds, where he's inconsistent or falters, then I'm just concerned about him as a player. But when you go against the worst team in the division, this is when your dashies, your blastfuls, the guys who are supposed to be talented, should be going off.
Well, talking of going off, it's 20-0, and Dashi is hitting that flank. And what Complexity have done really well here is not only start on maybe the poor side, but they've broke on in, gained the majority of the hill time, pushed on through, gained the spawns for Winery. This is looking perfect here as Ricky's looking to clean up these last couple of seconds. Isn't going to do so, but he's going to spawn right at the back alongside his teammates. Dashi, the first line of defense right here. STG in hand. He's going to be spotted by Damage. And he's going to spawn out as well.
And you see, Tainted Minds taking their time. They're trying to push through ammo. Ricky's actually going to get double challenged. And there you go. Nice little bait and switch coming on board while their teammates getting some hill time. They got to get past Blastful. And, well, Swift the Swords able to take him down. On the other front they have, though, Complexity, they were able to keep that ammo control. They're going to keep those close spawns. And they're able to regain that hill. So I can appreciate the attempt from Tainted Minds. The pressure just wasn't quite enough.
25 seconds, so they're still wanting to challenge. Number 3, Blast. He's already thinking about the next hill here. I think he spawned out, so he may not want to challenge it. Swiftazors, though, 3 kills there. He's going to secure him a 7th for the game, but as well, it's going to secure him maybe a couple of seconds. Complexity, though, very poor spawns due to rotation here, and well played there from Tainted Minds pushing through the middle. Only one to deal with, and that's going to be Blast right at the back, and I think he might have got away with that. I don't think they know he's there.
Well, they don't know he's there yet, but Swifty, no, he's definitely waiting for it. You can see the way he's handling that hill. He doesn't want to be in right away. Yeah, he's looking at the back. Unfortunately, he's busy chucking nades, and Blastful is just busy getting kills. But Swiftazor is there from the trade. But now you kind of have that 50-50 split battle. Like, you have the Tainted Minds players coming in the front, but coming in from the side is going to be Complexity, and they have the better spawns as well. So that's a rotation that Tainted Minds, they should have been there early. But again, Blast did a good job of making sure, stay in the back, stay alive, get your team spawns, and he's been picking up kills on the way.
Okay, well, 40 points is the difference right now. Still 30 seconds left on the parking lot. Complexity, they've started this the better team. You see Ricky, Blast, and Sensor all at a +3, putting the Slain side up. Ricky, a minute on the hard point already. He's going to be collecting the rest of this parking lot up. However, Blast on rotation. I do want to talk a little bit about Blast. We watched him, I think it was yesterday, or even last week, Chanson. He was a player who was going off incredibly on, I think it was Arden Forest. You know, he was 13, 15, you know, double positive, and then suddenly it slows down. We talked, obviously, at the start of the series, maybe a little bit, maybe a bit of lamb nerves. Is that the key factor here for someone like Blast? Is it just getting that experience under his belt?
That would be my best guess for the situation. I don't know if it's that, or again, I know there's a lot of people who just criticize him and say that he's just a great online player, but he's been solid. And when you see performances where he takes over games, you know the man has talent. But you talk about talent, Tainted Minds has some as well, like individual. We've seen 2 separate 3-pieces coming out from the players, but it's the teamwork that I think they really need to work on. Like you see Blast, he gets behind enemy lines. The best teams in the game will say, all right, we're looking for one. Who is it, Blast? We know he's going to be behind us. And the best teams in the world sniff plays like that out. And of course, it always comes down to the execution from either side. But Tainted Minds doesn't execute. And well, in this game, they find themselves down by 80 points.
Nice little team shot here coming in from Sensor and Blast. Sensor is going to take one for the team. After getting 2 kills, Blast's going to reward him with a bullet in the back. But it doesn't matter right now. Blast looking for those streaks. He's going to find one more on the stairs. Taken down by Swifty, though. And Tainted Minds, they're fighting from behind here. They've got to get something back. And it would be great to look and hear from the boys of Tainted Minds. Let's jump to an Astro Gaming listening.
Yeah, me car. I'm going top. I'm watching now.
Go top, go top.
Can they be top? He's top, he's top.
Yeah.
He's running up top. He's got a bar. He's coming down now.
Still top. Get my back.
One got. So I got time here.
One top.
Yeah, one shot then.
Yeah,
He's killing me in the back.
9 minutes, time back.
Kill me in the back. I kill him.
One shot.
I got him.
Top still.
Quick.
Stay alive.
Quick, door weak. You can get a 9 here. Push outside as well.
I'm gonna go right.
Here right.
One mid street.
I'm 90
Mid street, one shot. Mid street, one shot.
He's on field. He's on field.
Dashi one shot.
I'm going right now. He's watching it already.
Field, dead, field, dead.
One shot.
Nice.
That's
I'm hitting you.
square.
Yeah, you be cutting me.
I'm getting close to
He went
streets.
maps, Eddie,
He saw me on you.
I'm 475.
I'm going maps. I'm going maps right now.
Let him in you.
Head up.
You dead. I'm staying alive.
Slow down at front. Slow down at front.
It's Ricky maps.
I need help in you.
He's still here. Sensor dead.
I'm coming.
Need help in you.
Two spawn out.
Two spawn out. One might be long.
I'm in black.
Long, dead. Help me, help.
on the street.
That must be front.
Nothing in the back, nothing in the back.
Can you help me
Ricky,
front?
Ricky, it was
I'm
Ricky.
in front.
They're in front, they're in front.
Help me front, help me
Dude,
front.
I don't know where he
I'm
is.
waiting nades.
Get heal, get heal.
Campbell's back dead.
I'm in small, I'm in small.
He's in spot.
Small, help
Back
me.
me again. Back me again. I need help.
I'm helping the back.
I'm gonna help here.
Small one shot, small one shot.
Close
Small
back,
tag.
close back, close back.
That's one junk, that's one junk. All good, all good, all good.
I'm going left.
Alright, we brought it back, we brought it back. Last hit here, we can just hold P3 as well.
Someone stay field. Someone stay field.
Yeah, I'm field, I'm field.
He's close and you're getting close too.
Just one shot, one shot, one shot. There's two, they all hit out.
I'm playing close.
Hold new, hold new. Double field, double field.
Black out. Play right.
I got post.
There's two in post.
Yeah, one saw me put back post.
Spawning out.
He's pre-firing me. I need help post. Yeah, I need help post.
I
I can't help.
Post, I'm one shot.
Don't force the
Help
fight.
me, help me.
Don't force the fight.
I'm getting in wide.
Post, dead.
I'm getting the top wide. I'm getting
Sensor,
the
watch out. Sensor, watch out. Ammo, watch out. Ammo, watch out.
Spawn then. Oh yeah.
Let's play compact now. If you die, hold just spawn.
Sitting in post. I'm sitting in post.
I'm watching
Hold just spawn if you die.
Onto front post.
One can get to the back here. One went out.
I'm going to the back.
Two hitting field.
I'm gonna help the back.
Let's go mid straight.
I'm watching field.
Last mid
Could be at the back, could be at the back.
Mid straight two.
Strong communications from Tainted Minds. It seems very composed and calm from these guys as well. However, in the meantime, Complexity lead by 70 points. They, of course, gain the majority of that winery and really just kind of listening to Tainted Minds. What do you take from that chance?
It was pleasant. It's tough to say. Like, originally I was thinking, well, they're calling out like this player has a bar, but they need to call out names because, like, if guys, like, sneak behind you, well, you need to know who it's going to be. But then they started to do that. So I think ultimately, like, their communication was pretty good. They were saying, all right, guys, we brought it back. So, yeah, I think solid overall, and they're kind of correct. They have done a slightly decent job of bringing the game back. It was an 80-point lead at one point. They're going to find themselves down by about 40 points going in a parking lot. They just need to get a string of kills together. Blast has just been going off. Sensor's even +3. Ricky's +7. Dashi has just had nothing to do. But, yeah, they just need someone to try and take over. They're just, again, struggling to deal with Blastful. The man has not slowed down since the start of this game.
Yeah, it's strange to see Dashi to score like 9 and 14. You know, just the interactions that he's got compared to a player like Blast at 38. Incredible stuff, though. But they're about to break 200, so now a 55-point lead here. Blast isn't going to get the double, but a trade may be coming in from Ricky. And so far, so good for Complexity, but breaking on through the middle. It's damage here. Ricky still trying to look for this kill. Will pick it up. And I love the positioning from Ricky here. It's slow, but it's steady. It's very methodical, and it's paying off for Complexity.
And it seems like Tainted Minds is maybe just a little bit slow on the retake. Like, you had players just in the perfect positions for Complexity. And again, we just sat there and watched Ricky just wait patiently for a solid 5-10 seconds before the player even crosses the plane. It's tough to pinpoint the problem. You'd have to go back and look at all their hardpoint games. But again, there's obviously going to be room for improvement for any team that hasn't won a map in the game mode. But it is Complexity. Very comfortable lead so far. They got a bunch of players stacked over in red. And, well, Dashi gets traded out by Blastful, who picks up another 2-piece to the man's name. And he's going to be playing on the stairs. Got to be aware of the player up top. But it looks like Sensor actually has that covered for him. Tainted Minds, they just got to get inside this hill to contest, or Complexity is going to win the game. Ricky picks up another 2. Sensor gets one from up top. And that's going to do it. 250, 146. Cole starting off the day pretty well.
Yeah, most definitely did, and it's all smiles for Complexity. A bit of a strange game and a strange scoreboard, but overall, a strong start here for Complexity, and another loss on a map which they've already taken 3. That's now 4 for St. Marie, 0 and 4, that is, for Tainted Minds. They'll have to go back to the drawing board and hopefully watch these VODs improve, take the positives, learn from the negatives, and go into places like Anaheim and Champs. A better team.
Absolutely. I mean, you think about turnarounds we've seen from teams in the Pro League so far. Mind Freak back in stage 1. I think the first 2 weeks they had, it was almost the same thing where the hardpoint just didn't look great. I think they finished the first 2 weeks 1-8, if I remember correctly. But then they came back for the next 2 weeks of Pro League after they had X amount of time to practice, however many weeks it was. And that's when they started to go on like a hardpoint rampage. So it's definitely going to be possible for Tainted Minds. But yeah, the expectation today is Complexity should just be able to get this win.
Well, Complexity, they've been going through a little bit of hardships too, but they come out, they do business here, and I think it was really shown yesterday when they played Optic. They kind of pushed them on from game one, and you expect that obviously going into to this game. But Tainted Minds, they've been playing teams close. Can they sneak maybe this search and destroy CTF, push it to a further Game 4 or Game 5? We'll have to wait and see, but Search and Destroy is coming up next, and this is where we talk about complexity and the likes of someone like Dashi, who I think has a 22% first blood ratio on the game mode itself for complexity, which is incredible itself, but it's picking up the wins that's the important thing.
Yeah, they have the round 11 loss to Unilad, even when Dashi's like dropping 16 kills. They've also gotten like completely bullied out in some games, but we'll see. We'll see if they have any preparation for it. I think Jess was actually able to talk to Dashi, so we'll see if she has any insight for us.
Thanks, that's right. Well, I did speak to Dashi. Unfortunately, no real insight other than he said the usual. They're feeling very confident. Complexity feels good because they've been watching a lot of VODs and practicing a lot. Now, I know that when I have spoken to Tainted Minds in the past, Swifty told me that he felt really good about their hardpoint and said that they've been improving on the mistakes that they made since Seattle, but clearly a Complexity still came out on top on that hardpoint, so maybe they've been practicing just a little bit more. But anyway, we'll see how the rest of the series shakes out. Should be really interesting. Back over to you, casters.
Thank you very much, Jess. And it's nice to hear from both sides, actually, managing to obviously get a little bit of talk with Tainted Minds, a new team in the Pro League. So they're confident, yes, the results aren't there, but hopefully themselves feel like they're getting better and learning as they're losing. You know, that's what it should be. You guys should be picking it up and taking it and running with it. But Complexity going into this Search and Destroy, again, do we just think this is going to be maybe a 2-0 in the series? Do we look at Complexity as too good at Search and Destroy? Because
no,
it's very easy to kind of look at the negatives of Tainted Minds, but Complexity, they have a lot of negatives themselves. They currently sit, obviously, in Search and Destroy.
1 and 4?
Yeah, but I'm thinking more in the map set, which is St. Marie. So it's a 0 and 1 for both squads on this one.
Yeah, but I think if you, again, just looking at the head-to-head, Tainted Minds actually has, like, I think 2 S&D wins under their belt, or even if it's just 1, it's definitely more comparable. Like, Tainted Minds has been bowled over in Hardpoint the entire stage 1, so Complexity, again, absolutely should. Like, I think we kind of called it at the start. That's a map where, like, at least Blastful, if not him and Dashi, should just kind of have their way with the opponent, and Blastful had a fantastic game number 1, but for game number 2, this is where I think Tainted Minds, again, I think they should be able to force this game number 5. I think the CTF is a bit of a toss-up, but they're going to have to win the S&Ds, right? Like, the Hardpoint has been a struggle.
Yeah.
To force game number 5, this is a must-win map for Tainted Minds, who, again, they're fighting for their first Pro League win ever for these players. It's the first time a second APAC team has made it in at all. We'll see if they have anything cooked up for St. Marie. It looks like they're going to be triple stacking this B side on defense.
Ouch.
Problem is, though, there's a lot of nades coming in, and that's a first blood on Swift Azores and a second on damage. Now you need some sort of miracle play.
Well, talk of miracles. Go on, Nimble. Show us what you got. He's going to back off. The Swifty will try and do something special, but the bomb's going to be planted. This could be a perfect round here for Complexity to kick things off. However, Nimble laughs in the face of perfection and will take down Blast now. 3v2 with bomb down.
Doesn't matter, though. Complexity, they have the picture-perfect setup. They have one player that's looking up top. Ricky's got one angle covered, and then he got Sensor that has the other. All their bases are covered. To get a 2-piece would be insane. Dashi finds one. Swifty's tagged up. Sensor's going to push. Cleans up the kill. Perfect round from Complexity. They get the first blood. Yeah, they just kind of let it snowball out of control from there.
Yeah, I think it really started, obviously, triple stacking B. A lot of grenades going over. You've got your Hunker, you've got your Armored, but there's 4 grenades hidden that site, maybe 3 with Complexity there, but a very strong start here as we flip the sides. We're going to put Tainted Minds now on the attack and see what they can do. See if they can buy back, because speaking to the guys, obviously, in Tainted Minds, the one thing that they have said, and, you know, vocally, especially all the people in the APAC region, is they've studied Search and Destroy. They've watched a lot of gameplay from, you know, the people they're playing. You know, so they're trying to understand, obviously, as best they can, and smartly so. You know, sometimes if you can't naturally outshoot someone or you know, be that powerhouse, you've got to outsmart them.
Well, speaking of outsmarting your opponent, Nimble sprints up mid-map, gets caught, loses the gunfight, leaves his teammates in a 3v4. Now they got to go for a retake. The smoke was there. It did not cover everything, so Blastful just gets a free second kill. And now Swift Azores in damage. Once again, they're going to be hoping for some sort of miracle play. Damage, I don't know if the man's sniping. He's up top wine. And even if he is, yeah, I was going to say, at best you get one pick. He's got an STG. It's a tough spot. Once again, the smoke is gone. The bomb's down on A. Blastful's going to be up top, and he's just going to stare at the cross the entire time. Dashi is going to go get some better positioning. Again, it should just be a free round for Cole.
Yeah, time's ticking. This is an engagement you got to win, and he does win it. That being damage. As now the bomb's been picked up, it may be being planted. Yes, it will. Damage, though, is going to be deleted this time by Sensor. With the bomb being planted, Dashy looking for the quickscope. Oh, my goodness. It's just ridiculous. Beautiful shots there. Dashy's actually going to pass over that defuse to the teammate, of course, and being Sensor 350 away from the glide bomb. Naughty stuff.
I hate Dashy. What Nameless calls him a glitch. It's just apt. Like he is aiming. It's like a black scope more than a quick scope of just like as soon as the scope would have like that perfect centered shot, then you can just go ahead and pull the trigger, like whatever you want to call it. It's just insane to watch, and he does it on a regular basis. But again, just a good round for Complexity. Ricky finds that first blood. They get top control. Blast finds the second pick, and it just becomes a very standard but very free round for Complexity. This time, they don't overwhelmingly chuck their nades over on the B site. They actually have a little bit of mid-map and A control. Of course, you did remember Tainted Minds triple stack B last time, so Blast has kind of worked himself all the way through. Should actually be able to find the first kill here. If not, Swifty finds it onto him, hunting for that first blood, but Swifty gets out.
Swifty does get out, but Dashy does not allow Nimble the same chance. He's going to be taken off. Nimble's going for a bit of a wall bounce here, and doesn't get it. Bomb being planted, though. 2-0. Can they make it 3? Complexity looking here. Oh, my goodness. You shoot through the wall, I'll shoot back, but it's not going to be enough damage. The player on the outskirts will get the kill, and now 38 seconds. The question is, Chance, does Sensor get streaks? Does Dashy get streaks?
I mean, not only Sensor gets streaks, does he even find like the kill? Because he's going to have 2 players challenging him, and he's just going to get wall banged as well. So he played by himself. Ricky's by himself up top, and Dashy's by himself over to watch the bomb, but he's doing it with the sniper, and he's going to have to peek out at some point. Swifty's just going to find the kill. There's too much for him to do on the map. Now you have Ricky up top. He can't even get the bomb carrier. They don't have to peek, and pretty solid round, I think, coming in from Tainted Minds. They'll get the victory. They don't need to kill Ricky either. They don't have to risk anything, so pretty solid bounce-back round.
That's a frustrating one, though, right? For Complexity, they had the positioning, they had everything. I think, obviously, pushing a little bit too far up. Of course, Sensor gets taken off the boxes with the wallbang, but round goes in favor of Tainted Minds as they retake that site, and now they'll be trying to go on the offense and level up the playing field.
See if they can pull anything out of the bag. He got Dashy working the B site with the sniper. Sensor's just going to straight up attempt to cross in front of him. Dashy, though, finds one to trade it out. Looking for the second. He feels the pressure. He knows the guy is on bomb. He's going to back down, or he'll just come right back and repeatedly challenge and kill people. Okay, that's just what he does.
It's so entertaining. I love it. I love it.
What do you do against that?
Smoke.
I mean, you kill him. You could just kill him and, like, win the gunfight, but, like...
Run away.
It's like I would say when the first player dies, the second just has to like challenge and just like pre-fire, and like, but then you're just gonna get like montaged. Like it's tough.
It is tough. You've got to realize though of the caliber, obviously, at what he's doing at. He's playing against some of the best people in the world. You know, through the league as well. These guys, you know, don't have a great S&D record. Even with a player like Dashy who puts ridiculous scores on that scoreboard, it's difficult. A lot of top teams won't fall for the positioning of Dashy, but so far, very nice. 6-1, and they're looking to take over B once again. They're going to have to deal with Nimble up top. Blaster's edged his way in. Sensor's already on that bomb site. He likes to just get that bomb down nice and quickly.
Well, Tainted Minds essentially elected to not go for the B site control, so they're giving it up for free. We'll see what they can do on the retake. Swifty might be just trying to find a pick for himself, but these are not easy shots to hit in the slightest. That's even if they show their head at all. So they're hanging on a thread here. He's going for some wall bangs. Sensor finds a kill. Dashy gets a kill. You give up the B site control, you need to have some sort of strategy to go for the retake, and instead they have just died one by one.
I think as well, retakes we see a lot of the time, someone using the smoke, someone trying to just get in there and distract some of the players, you know, push it at the same time. Having a sniper on retake, never going to be a great position
Well, the other thing is like the tacticals and nades, right? Like, I don't know how much they invested into the opening break, but you see they at least did enough to keep Complexity at bay off the rip, but then they were scared to go in sight. If you're going to make that sort of investment off the start, you need to get some control of the bomb side off of it, because if you burn everything, then you give up the control anyway. You have nothing to help yourself go back in, so maybe a couple smokes would be nice to have in the back pocket, maybe save the nades to try to go for the pick on the guy that's going for the bomb plant, or just get control of the site. Even if you sacrifice a first blood doing nades, just try something, I guess, is the ultimate point.
I want to give a shout out to JP for all our stats. I'd like to know which player is closest to their monitor. I think it's between Scraps and Blast right now. But Dashi, who finds another as kills going down either side. And before we even really get into this round, chance it's almost over. So...
I hate that. I can't stand that, man.
I understand, and for you guys at home, sometimes like it looks a little bit different from the caster's point of view. From his point of view, that's what he sees. He sees that black cross kind of an instant shot, and it's just the confidence knowing that he is on them. Like as soon as he knows he's centering, is impeccable.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just perfect centering. It genuinely is. He has faith in it. He does it all the time. It's impressive stuff. And he'll just let it ride. Of course, again, even clips like that, it's not always good enough. They still have a 1-4 record in S&D. But still, it's impressive to watch nonetheless. This time, Complexity, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You've gotten control of B every single time. Tainted Minds, though, they're sending 2 on the flank, trying to make it happen. Ricky feels the pressure. He's going to back out, but he does have Blast Blood to help him out. The nade should be good for the trade, but still, Ricky's watching the flank, and at the end of that, it's still a 3v3, and Complexity still has control of the site.
3v3. Swifty's down. Glide bomb in the hands of Dashi after rewarding himself with all these snipes. We've got Sensor 4 plants. He's literally just running in, planting that bomb. He's got the bodyguards of Blast, Dashi, and Ricky. And a 3v2. This is a round you can't really lose. Not with a glide bomb on Damage's head. And now Nimble in a 1v3 defuse situation to even remain in the game with 15 seconds. You know it. We know it. Complexity know it. They're hunting. They're chasing. Sensor's going to get shot down. And that is going to be it. It's going to be 6-1 to Complexity. Highlights the snipes from Dashi. The objective work of coming in from Complexity, but I love what you pointed out, Chance. In if it's not broken, don't fix it. They took control of B every time.
And like, again, just like, why wouldn't you? Like, even the attempt Tainted Minds had at the end, you saw they sent 3 players that were in square working on the flank, but they trade out 1 kill, and they just don't try to use that, like, overwhelming pressure. Like, they had the players there, and granted, they could be one-shot, scared to die. You know, Ricky's going to be in ammo. It's definitely not easy in the slightest, but if you're going for a play like that, you got to stick to it. You got to make the commitment. It's like, well, we could talk about this all day. I don't know. Either way, Complexity up 2-0. I guess you could say as expected.
Complexity 2-0 in the series. Can they finish it in a hot 3? It's going to be CTF coming up next. But before that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game 1 is underway, but it's potentially almost done. 2-0 to Complexity right now as Tainted Minds find themselves in a sticky situation. Damage, Swift Azores, Swifty and Nimble are going to have to perform a reverse sweep to pick up their first W. Chance we're going to be going into CTF. Complexity, do they end in 3 here? I know in the break you were talking about, why didn't Dashy just snipe on every game now?
I was going to say, okay, maybe not on Docs. I think if it was forced, I wanted Dashy to snipe like on CTF, and I'm not like saying that like facetiously. Like ooh, that's not how you say that word. Facetious?
I have no idea. It'd be fun to watch. That'd be for sure.
Honestly, that's a tough word. Sarcastically. There you go. Yeah, no, Complexity off the rip are pretty close to pulling the flag. That's a tough gunfight to win. Swift Azores on top of the box. Sensor's waiting for a little bit of teammate help. Dashy's going to be inside fire to watch the cross, but he's getting flanked and heard that one coming a mile away. Sensor's looking for some more picks, so Tainted Minds are turtled in their base.
Okay, next couple of kills crucial. Wallbang coming in there. Dashy picking it up. Still got a stun and a nade. I'm actually surprised not to see that. It looked like he was trying to put out at the last second there. But Ricky, he's going to be alive just with Blast here for a second. As Blast goes taken down. Ricky, difficult position. Will find one. That's from damage, actually. And staying alive is crucial here. Just for a couple of seconds, it gives his teammates a chance just to get back up, get in barrel building, set up correctly. But working towards streaks, it's damage.
Good defensive stand, trying to get some map control. Sensor's going to be in barrels, and he's able to stay alive. And once again, Tainted Minds, it seems like they are just completely stuck in their base. Damage the farthest he got pushed up was the front fire. He had to run to the back, and by the time he runs away, he's just going to fall. Nibble's trying to find some picks mid-map, but yeah, Complexity just pouring the pressure on.
Most definitely are. The pressure is coming from one side. It's Complexity. Let's listen in to the communications of the boys of Complexity with an Astro Gaming listening.
Get his fire, Rick.
Yeah, I'm coming.
What's long box?
Oh,
2 long box? Oh my god.
One guy's crane, one guy's crane,
Two
crane.
long box?
Crane and fire, right?
Probably, yeah, probably.
No. He killed fire. I'm going water. Tin, watch out. I need a fire, Rick. I need a fire. I'm watching fire. I need to watch Tin done.
I'm pitching OE, I'm pitching OE.
I still one, yo, one's water steps, I think. One's water steps. Yep, water steps. Oh my god.
Nice.
One's gonna be fire. Yeah, go. What's in fire? He's in fire. In fire weak. I hit him with the bullet.
Let's push up, Doug. Push him, guys. I got him fire. I think I was gonna. You pulled. Last guy pulled, right?
Pull Louis, yep.
That was
You
last
want to challenge gate? You want to challenge gate fast, Brendan?
You're gonna be like right side of gate 2, guys.
Ivy right, Brendan. Ivy right.
Nice, let's go.
One shot, Brendan.
Gotta help him gate. Let's go.
Goes lights. BSND.
Go big, baby.
He's on the car, right? He's on the car.
You can do this for Sam.
Yeah, you got that?
There's two. I'm two.
We're on good side.
What's our beer? Front beer right now. I'm going beer steps. I'm going beer steps.
Check hole.
Yeah, I'm watching Cole. I'm watching Cole from underground.
I'm in beer.
Push underground.
I'm doing it.
Going right. I'll try to get water. I think I hear him front beer.
I have pipes. Your first kill's huge here. You'll have a 3v3 after you get the first kill.
One guy's gate. Just what are they doing?
Red train weak. Yeah, he's going right.
Push up. He's gonna
He
push
went
up.
background. Flanking
Right, Rick. Pram.
He's heard me, dude. He heard me. He's going for you now. From the car.
Spawn water, Rick. Yo, oh shit.
You're pitching, Rick. There's 2 on Rick. There's 2 on Rick.
Drop back. 200 base. Yes, 200 base. Right back.
Pull the Cole.
Nice. One more underground.
Black card.
One's the crane. One's the long box. The long box. Oh, he challenged me. One's going. One more Cole.
I gotta flank him.
Was it guy long box?
Well, Doug chasing, guys. Doug chasing.
Might get him lights.
He's lights out. He's one shot lights.
Get him?
Two lights. No. They're both absolute lights. They're both literally absolute.
Oh, one guy's gate, man. All right, make sure they can't get another flag. One guy's on you. We seem close.
Hey, sound on me. One shot. I got shit on. One's our beer, guys.
And there you have it. Tainted Minds taking full advantage of the last couple of minutes here. Of course, we were listening to Complexity and how they really dealt with that. It seemed a bit of frustration was kicking in, Chance.
Well, there was a stalemate, and you heard the call out from someone on Complexity. Got killed from gate. Dude, what are they doing? Getting complete map control, waiting for someone to make a mistake, and then soaring on the flag was the correct answer. Because you saw Sensor, he didn't even get heard from barrels. He got spotted. Because, again, they had 2 players focusing down. So, pretty good job by Tainted Minds. Just playing for full control, and they get full streaks as a result. And on Docs, we all know you can run up the score. They got 2 right now. See if they can put some more on the board before this half ends.
Okay, well, 55 seconds left here. They've got the protection of a couple of streaks as well. If their flag does seem to get pressured, but Sensor's going to trade things out with Nimble. We're going to see another Glide Bomb go in the hands of Damage as well. A 5-kill streak for him, really kicking it up a notch here. Tainted Minds, they're looking really good on the CTF, and like you said before, it was actually Dashy who was just like, what are they doing? Why are they playing like this? They're playing this correctly.
Doing pretty well. You got even more streaks on board. Complexity is now trapped in the base. You got glide bombs getting called in. It's going to find Ricky, or actually Swift Azores just does it with the PPSH before it happens. All of Complexity in the back. Nimble's going to go for it. Swifty gets a nade out on top. He's got teammates working with him. Dash is the last one. He is off the map. Ricky first off spawn is overextended. Damage though, honestly, just calling a glide bomb. You can solidify the flag. If you're worried about someone being behind enemy lines, it's going to be Ricky. He's just going to go for it. He's just going to fall. Don't need to even waste the glide bomb. Just go up in the half 3-0. Very solid stuff coming in from Tainted Minds.
Tainted Minds are basically saying this is going to a map 4. A very strong start. Can Complexity bounce back though here in the next 5 minutes? 3 flags to tie the game, 4 to put it to bed.
In this situation, actually, that we're seeing in the Bronze Star, off the rip, Tainted Minds was stuck in their base. And you saw Dashy get like a kill through the wall, but then it was either Ricky or Sensor that was like in Crane also trying to wallbang when Dashy's like challenging out fire. When you have the enemy like pinched there, just swarm, just go. Like some of you are gonna die. The important thing is the flag. You just need to like go for an attempt. Instead, they just sat there and took like really difficult gunfights. They just left him on the box instead of coordinating. So again, small things could be done better. I think that's what Tainted Minds just did better in the first half. They just kind of swarmed on the flag. Multiple times we saw, and then again, they got that 3-0 lead.
Well, we'll see if Complexity can make something of this one. Now the side switching here. You heard in the listening them say, like, we're on good side. Not anymore. We've switched it, and now you're going to have to fight against a lot of streaks. A lot of streaks.
So Damage was fully streaked out. Swifty, I think, was fully streaked out. Swift Azores is getting close. I think they've used one glide bomb. Now they're going to put the artillery down, and they got the glide bomb coming in as well. And I'm not kidding. They have enough utility that after they pull this flag, they could sit in their base, have players call in streaks. You could put an artillery like on the top side of Cole and force them to go underground. You could do literally whatever you want. And again, you could just let this score get out of control.
4-0, 4 minutes. And probably 4 more streaks to rain down. The flag has been pulled from Blast. Interesting, as now we're going to see the glide bomb. I think it's going to be a little bit too late as they're going to be in fire.
That was the latest glide bomb call I think I've ever seen. He was obviously waiting for people to like kind of like, you know, wrap back and come through Crane, but you have so many streaks at your disposal. You could literally just call them all in back to back, get like consistent 4 downs. Either way, though, Nibble doesn't need the streaks. He's going to do it with his gun. He finds 2. Ricky's surging forward. He finds 2 of his own. Damage is going to be in the back and cleans them up. And just like that, well, they got 1, but they're going to need more. 3 minutes to work with. Can Cole make the comeback?
I think, you know, they could, but I think the streaks are going to be the one thing that kind of stops them, which punishes them. Right now, it's looking so good. Ricky's actually opted to back out here. It's now flag out. This is a big kill, though, as the fighter pilot's coming in. It's going to pause the attack. However, they are still going to have that flag. And look at Sensor. Still pushing forward. Now with a flag, opting to go down low and regroup. But the flag's out. What's Blast going to do here? He's going to find the first. Can he find the second with a flag? He finds him. Not going to be able to get the kill. And this is going to be time ticking away in favor of Tainted Minds, of course.
Dashy's going on the hunt. The flag's behind him, though. Dashy's going to kill Damage. He's getting chased, right? Or am I, like, looking at the colors backwards? He's playing defense. Never mind.
Yeah.
God, those colors freak me out. Okay, well then, in that case, makes a nice defensive kill. And you got Blast surging forward. He's going to be working with Ricky as well, so they got the pinch going on. They need to take their time, though. We saw Tainted Minds execute, get him trapped underground. Blast surging forward, so Ricky's got to go. Blast finds 1. He's already tagged up the second. He's just going to go for it, and Ricky's there for the trade. And just like that, Swifty makes the big kill, and nothing on the board for Cole.
Nope, and that is going to be more time wasted here in favor, again, of Tainted Minds. They've got all the streaks to work with. Here comes the fighter pilot. He's going to push those players into fire. They now know exactly where they are. I want to see stuns, grenades. I want to see everything being thrown at Complexity. And instead, they're going for those one-on-one gunfights. Damage looking to pinch on in. But inevitably, there's 90 seconds left on the clock. This should be going to a game 4.
It's still insane, though. They've used 3 glide bombs, 2 fighter pilots, in an artillery, I think all to get 1 kill. I mean, granted, with their guns, they've been doing a great job, so they're going to find that flag, get the return. Tainted Minds is going to go up 5-1. But yeah, for the amount of streaks that they had, it should be worse than 5-1, but again, that's a weird criticism even, because you got 3 players positive, having an absolute field day. Swifty, one of the better performances maybe anyone's had in CTF. 4 streak right now, 2 flag caps, and he's got 17 kills. Not terrible.
Yeah, he's having a good good CTF for sure, but is it the start for a reverse sweep? That's the question. Complexity, they're gonna be looking to capitalize on Tainted Minds 0 and 9, I believe, in Hardpoint. Artillery barrage coming down, which isn't gonna help anyone, but I think the thing to take from this was Tainted Minds was great at the original, 3-4 minutes without the streaks. Yes, the streak usage has been a bit poor. London Docks can be quite punishing in that aspect. There's a lot of cover in there. But one-on-one gunfights, these guys, the strategy from the get-go has been better.
Absolutely. Again, just off the rip in the first half, I think Complexity had a great opportunity for the attack, didn't execute. Tainted Minds, again, outside of the streaks, they've executed for pretty much every situation that they've been dealt. So solid game number 3, but Momo, you hit the nail on the head. They are currently 0-9 in the Pro League in Hardpoint. They're gonna have to be 1-9 just to be able to force that game number 5. So Cole, I'm sure they'll still be feeling good. Dashy's heated up a little bit. He still had 23 kills that game, so like he did fine. Blastful did amazing in the first Hardpoint, and I'm sure Sensor will be able to turn things around.
Well, of course, we've got Forest Hardpoint next. Docks, they're 0-2. St. Marie, they're 0-3. Gibraltar, they're 0-1. And Valkyrie, they're 0-2. But Forest, they're 0-0.
It's better by default. That's what you like to see.
They're already better at this map because they haven't played it. However, a little bit of a joke, obviously, in regards to it. You've got to look at the positive. We've been seeing some very strong slaying from Tainted Minds, especially in the CTF. Going into this, if they can continue that and put up that assault rifle battle against the likes of maybe Ricky, we could see this be pushed to a game 5.
Do you remember what game number 5 was? Was it Docks, S&D?
I think it might be Forest.
Was it? I can't remember. Genuinely can't remember for the life of me.
We had 2 St. Marie's, Docks, and then I think we got double Forest
at the end.
I think it's double Forest to end. Could be wrong. That could have just been.
Oh, I love Ethan.
Oh, thank you very much. I got something right today. I could be getting a prediction right, which is beyond all expectations, as my predictions have been woeful. Complexity, though, we close it out in 4 or 5, and I'll be laughing all the way home. Complexity versus Tainted Minds. Tainted Minds currently 0-5 in the Pro League. They're at the bottom. It's an easy prediction. They'll probably somehow turn it around on me.
Right, yeah, well, part of what, I want to see a handful of things. One, I want to see Complexity get the 3-1 just so we can watch, Unilad and LG, because I'm excited for that matchup. But I also want to see game number 5 just so I can watch Dashy snipe more, because that's always entertaining. But I also want to see Tainted Minds, get their first win. I'm pretty sure with that map win, they actually have more maps under their belt than Epsilon does for, their respective divisions. So, again, for a team that's coming in for the first time Pro League ever, it's not bad stuff at all. I mean, the Hardpoint obviously needs quite a bit of work, but they're doing solid otherwise. They just ran the score up on Complexity and CTF. And again, they're pushing it over the edge. They force the game number 5. If they get a series win under their belt, Momo, that would be hype. Not a lot of hype, a little bit of hype.
The good thing to take from everything you've just said is one of the 3 things is happening.
Yes.
However, that's the only good thing. I personally would love to see a game 5 purely to try, for Tainted Minds to maybe get something. I want to see them obviously, pick something up from the Pro League, because after the Pro League chance, what's coming up?
Anaheim. We got Anaheim under our belt. If you love seeing these teams play, you get to see them some more. They, at the very least, will be in pool play to play some matches. But yeah, Anaheim should be a good time. I think the streams are getting revamped. I think we're showing A through D now. We got everything going on board. Everything. So if you want more Call of Duty, by God, you're going to get it. And not only Anaheim, we got events coming up. It's just going to be, it's a cluster. These next month and a half, more Call of Duty consumed than we've probably ever had. Honestly.
It's obscene. It's obscene. We've got National League, Pro League Challenge, events, Pro League, Anaheim Champs. You name it, we got it. Tainted Minds versus Complexity, potentially the last map of the series. Cole are looking to end it in 4. Tainted Minds are looking to push this to a game 5. Let's kick it off, though, as we're on board with Swift Resource. He's going to be rocking that STG, and we talked, or I kind of said here before this map, which we want to see that assault rifle battle almost, maybe Tainted Minds get one over. Right now, it's a contest fest in the cave.
This is the most passive play I think I've seen on Hardpoint from both teams, honestly, at the rip. Sensor was happy to not challenge, and Sensor was making the right call by not challenging, because Damage literally just sat still, pre-aiming, waiting for him to come out. So Complexity played it well. I think the patience was better served from their side. They're going to have a nice lead from it. And again, you talk about Blastful had a great game, number 1. Right now he's got 3 kills, which super early on, but you do enjoy seeing it.
You'd love to see it. Tainted Minds, though, they're going to break through into Ruins at the perfect time here, and they're going to be ready on rotation. No streaks to rain upon down Complexity this time. They've got to go back to basics. Weapons up. See what they can do here. Jumping on board with Dashi. He's getting stunned and naded all over the place here, but he's back in the action. Looking for Swiftazors, who he deletes off the map instantly. Swifty can join in, but Nimble's got to say no.
Sensor wasting no time, flies right into you. He can push forward, he can go on the hill or get you control, and I think he makes the right decision. Sub players, you need to get you control on this hill. You need to be able to get your AR players inside of the hill, and none other than Dashi. Swings in to get the hill time. Sensor continuously just hanging around you, picking up kills, and makes it so much easier. Because Sensor has control, the gunfights or nade fights Dashi has up top, much easier for him to win. So Complexity, they handle the hill very well. But it's not only about getting the time, it's about getting the rotation next, and honestly, they're in a pretty good spot. Blastful, well, as long as he stays alive, he'd be blocking those bell spawns, because Dashi's now coming over from cabin, so Tainted Minds in a decent spot, rack up some time on bunker.
Yeah, this is a very good spot, actually, here. Pushing on through. Blasty's trying to get another engagement, will do. How's he going to try and break through? It looks like they're trying to push through in the front, which is not always the best of ideas, but this could work out for Blastful. He's going to find one, finds the second. Swiftazors. He's going to be taking out the bunker, and Blast, he's tearing it up. We talked about the Forest that he played last time. He was 30 and 15, and it looks like he's kicking it up once again. Ricky is going to be able to take the player down at the back and start to maybe anchor those spawns a little bit here, but a great retake in the time that they did it. Nice play, Complexity.
Absolutely, and you said, generally speaking, you don't want to push the front, but they had the smokes there, right? So they're not taking bad gunfights, because the smokes means they're not taking gunfights at all. You break right on through, and then Ricky, again, he had that belt control. It's going to force those Tainted Mind spawns out, and it makes it so much easier for Complexity to get the break. So picturesque, if you will. It's about as textbook as it gets to break the bunker hill. Now they're riding forward. They got a very comfortable 81-point lead, make it 83 at the end of it to be particular. And I would say East Road Hill is in control of Tainted Minds, but no one's even inside the hill.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, wisely, because they need to get control of this cabin wall. They need to take this player out of the game, that being Ricky. Once they do, they can start to get on in. Sensor's going to shut down Dashi as he shoots him in the back there, but Swiftazors does find the kill now, and this is where they can capitalize on the points. There's still 35 seconds left on East Road. There's going to be a lot of grenades coming on down. Blast and Dashi, though, taking 2 players out. Ricky finds the third, and now Complexity. They're going to crunch on in, find themselves some time, and maybe looking to set up for this cave once again.
Absolutely. Decent chunk of time they're going to be getting as well. Dashi finds the kill over in No Man's, and Sensor's going to be right behind him. And Sensor, well, yeah, you can see actually the approach. He doesn't want to quite be in the hill to avoid the nades. He was going to try and juggle it if the opportunity is there, so he might be baiting his teammates. And he's doing the same thing, sitting right outside of it, waiting to see if someone from Tainted Minds comes in. But of course, while all this is happening, Tainted Minds, they're trying to set up and get control of cave. And Sensor trying to be delicate with those streaks. It's a tough spot to be in, though, for a sub player.
Cave is upon us here. The first rotation done, and it's over. Complexity lead by a large margin here. We got Sensor working on streaks, not for much longer though. Swifty takes them out, and we'll keep control of the cave. Ricky trying to get those long-range battles going down. He's been winning a lot of them, but he's currently 7 and 8. This lane power has really come in from Dashi, Blast, and even Sensor up close and personal has been great as well.
Huge gunfights from Ricker, though. Gets the kills inside of the hill, and with how much time is left, Tainted Minds, again, it's not even scrap time at that point. That is like 26 seconds that they just said, we can't even afford to go for it. We got to go towards Ruins, and who's waiting for them? It's Blast and Dashi. They're just going to be hanging out. Sensor's in right behind them. This is as controlling of a hard point as you might ever see on Forest. That is just a plethora of red arrows just kind of focused in. Dash, though, he's going to get quad, triple nader, whatever it is. So the break is there. The control was early on. Tainted Minds, they get the break at the right moment. They still got to deal with Blastful, though. He's able to find 2 surges for it. Swifty gets to clean up for the third. And while all of this has happened, Ricky, who's working on streaks, comes from cave and flanks Bell. Picture-perfect stuff for Boulder.
Yep, Ricky's going to get that glide bomb. 100-point lead chance. Streaks are starting to come in. I worry if Ricky gets these next couple of kills, or even one. No, it needs to be couple, because he's now still 1 away from those tier 2 and tier 3 streaks. The fighter pilot, the barrage as well. This is a big gunfight here. And he's not going to win it, but still positives for Complexity. They have that glide bomb, and they've got the spawns for next.
Still a lot of tough gunfights over on the bunker side of things. Ricky's gonna fall and Dash is still gonna be there, but you can see Tainted Minds is surging forward. Meanwhile, Damage isn't even able to get the player out of Ruins. It's not scrap time. That was a near full 60 seconds from Complexity. Dash is gonna fall and Tainted Minds in control once again. We've seen Cole break. You see they put pressure on Bell while they smoke out from bunker, but honestly, it's chaos. You got green arrows everywhere on the map, but you see Complexity again. They're going for the same strat. Smoke it out. You have the clearance to just run right up, and they break through once again. It's a damnation of a game right now for Complexity.
Yeah, Complexity there, breaking bunker instantly. Damage picked up, Dashy picked up a big double at the back. Ricky then cleans up, gets the spawns and anchors, and it really kind of forces Tainted Minds out. And since then, Complexity just seemed to be working this bunker so well. You know, we're not seeing anything crazy. We're not seeing, you know, smokes from Tainted Minds. I'd like to see a little bit more strategy, but right now, Tainted Minds, and especially Swifty, is just not having a great game.
Not at all. Need the slaying power to pick things up. Tainted Minds, they need a lot of things to go in their favor. Again, 0-8 in Hardpoint, and it's looking like it's going to be 0-9. Dashy having a field day. Blast, again, doing a pretty solid job. And Center, 12-9. He doesn't, like, almost least kills in the lobby. He's in at least, like, the Tainted Minds ballpark, but he's got a minute and 45 inside the hill. Those are the best games as any player, AR or sub, where you just sit in the hill and your teammates just kill everyone on the map. But Shriek's getting called in to help buy some cap and control Complexity. They can do whatever they want at this point.
They really can with 35 seconds on East Road. They cannot end it here. We will be going to see Cave once again. Damage finally getting some streaks. It just feels a little too late though, Chance. 215 to 77. Potential 100-point club as well coming in.
18 seconds left on this East Road hill. Swiftazor surging forward, gets taken down. Dashy already set up towards the next hill. Again, it's just, it seems like this has been one of the more controlling games. And it's interesting as well because I talked to Blastful and Dashy a little bit after the game where Blastful destroying on Hardpoint on this map specifically, but they still got the loss. And they were talking about Bunker Hill specifically and actually saying, we need a strategy to break the hill. And we did get an example of seeing that. If like they smoke the front, have players in Bell, get the surging pressure coming in, walk guard up, win the gunfights. And granted, you know, having the success against Tainted Minds, it's going to be more difficult against some of the better teams, quite frankly. But the improvement has been there. You know, Complexity has taken the time, said we need to do something different on Bunker. They did just that, and the success shows. I'm running out of things to talk about, my mom. Well, that's all it is.
Why don't we start to talk about Unilad versus Luminosity is coming up next, as Complexity are going to try and edge this one out. We're going to give it a couple more, though, because Tainted Minds, they are rotating around. I feel like if Cole do what they've done for the last two rotations, they not only will, well, they're trying to get the scrap time on the old one as well, but they're fully set up here. Unilad and LG are going to have to wait just a couple more seconds as Complexity, they are running through Tainted Minds here. The 100-point club is still on. 7 seconds. The pinch needs to come in. It looks like it will. Dashy does find one. Trying to be sneaky, and when he shoots and went to pick his shots, he's still blinded by the smoke. Finds the first. Challenges the second. The 100-point club looks like it's got to be evaded, though.
Just barely. Does it count as a 100-point club if you get right to 100?
I don't think so. They broke out. They got 100. The idea is to trap them into 100, but that is going to be it. And now we wrap up there with Complexity finishing in 4. Now we can move on to the game of Unilad LG. We're going to highlight why that's so important in just a minute. But for Complexity, a really important series for them. They needed a win more than most as well. Get that confidence going.
As a confidence booster is definitely the way to phrase it. Again, you have players like Blastful, for example. Again, we've been saying he's been inconsistent in the Pro League, but this is a match where he just kind of, well, outside of the CTF at least, kind of dominated the whole way through. And you need Blastful, you need Dashy to be playing at that level constantly against the best teams in the world. But they got top 8 Seattle, and if they play like that, they could see a top 8 or potentially even better once again going into Anaheim. But pretty solid performance coming out from them.
Okay, well, Series 1 of Day 2 here. For Week 2, Division B Stage 2, of course, is done and it is over right now. As Sensor and the boys of Complexity do wrap things up with a victory, a much-needed one. Confidence boost. It helps them in the standings. Are they looking for top 4? They're looking, but it's going to be a very hard road ahead of them. Now what we'll be doing, Chance, is obviously moving on to our second game. Complexity is done. It's over. Unilad LG. For the guys at home, the reasoning of why this is so important is LG, of course, having a very tough time picking up some L's. Unilad, on the other hand, they're doing some strong stuff.
Yeah, I think Unilad, they started off 0-2 because they kind of got fed to the beat. They had like week 1 Rise and Optic Gaming, and that was like, okay, they should lose. The question is, how do they bounce back? They've been perfect since then. They've had some close games, but they come out on top. And if they secure this win against LG, it doesn't mathematically solidify them in the top 4,
no,
but it puts them in such an amazing spot where like you feel like it'd be guaranteed if they play at the same level they have been. And LG, they, again, on the flip side of things, if they want to get top 4, they need this win because I think they've already, did they beat United or did United beat them? They reverse sweep them, right?
United reverse swept LG. No, LG reverse swept United. They were 2-0 down, the CTF. It was kind of the story of what they were doing. Yesterday, LG went 2-0 down. They pushed it again, but Game 5 didn't go their way. Unfortunately, though, Unilad and LG head-to-head. If Unilad win, it puts them one step closer. It puts them really in top 3 rather than top 4 of what we're talking. However, a long way to go. But it's going to wrap it up for our first series. And Complexity pick up the win. Tainted Minds, though, again, 0-6. Hopefully, they take the positives.
Well, the positives is your CTF looked pretty good. Your S&D, I mean, maybe you could just chalk that up to a bad map. I think that's fair to say because they've been solid over the entire time, but they're just looking for momentum going into Anaheim, but at the same time, momentum, Complexity needs the same thing, but the man, best sniper in the game, I think would be fair to say. He's got an interview down on the main stage with Jess.
Thanks, Chance. So you guys had a great first couple of maps. What went wrong during the CTF?
During the CTF, we started off really slow. We just let him get out to a hot start, and on London Docks, if you ever do that, you just kind of get screwed over the whole map, so that's what we did. But then we regained the 4th map and closed it out.
Great, and we were chatting just before the match. You said that you've been watching a lot of VODs and practicing a ton. What specific issues have you been focusing on addressing?
We just talked about how we just have to keep our composure mid-game. Oftentimes, whenever things don't go our way, we just start like blaming each other and stuff, and often, like, that's just Call of Duty. Everyone's going to make mistakes, so we just talked about how we just always have to keep our minds focused, and I think we show that.
Great. Now, this, like we said, you've been getting some W's on the board, so this was hopefully a really good win for you guys. What does this do to your confidence as a team?
I think it's going to do, I don't think it's going to do that much, just because we know, like, we still have a lot to do, but, I mean, we have a big match against United tonight. Hopefully we can close it out. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Call of Duty World League presented by PlayStation 4. It's the second day of Week 2 here for our Division B teams. And of course, we've just kicked off with a great game on the main stage. Complexity, the 3-1 result over Tainted Minds. Spencer joined by the wonderful Nameless and Revan. Just to give you a little bit of insight to that last series and, of course, the rest of the day looking forward. I believe after that last game, Revan, you were just saying Tainted Minds now 0-10 in Hardpoint.
Yeah.
What can they do to fix this?
Not very good. I mean, it's tough to pinpoint one thing exactly because if you look at the stats, like everybody's around the same area in terms of like KD ratio and number of engagements per 10 minutes. And I think everybody just needs to step up their gameplay. It's not a one-man show. I know Damage has been playing really well lately for Tainted Minds, but look, if you're Tainted Minds coming into this series, this was realistically like your one shot to get a good victory over a North American team going up against a struggling Complexity lineup, and that series just wasn't even close.
Yeah, very true. And then, of course, on the flip side for Complexity, all smiles, rightfully so, they do get a good result, but it's a result against the bottom of the league. How do you see this Complexity team now? Are they still, in your mind, fighting for that top 4, or is it no, they're fighting for top 6?
I mean, at this point, they're still fighting for that top 4 spot. I think the issue is that, obviously, that was the bottom of the division, so that win isn't too impressive. Although this is their, double-header day, getting that confidence and that victory early on in the day maybe can propel them to win a big match over United, because that is a team they're competing for that 4th place spot. So it's not out of their reach yet. They can still do it, but they need to step it up big time.
Right. Again, on the positive side, though, for Tainted Minds, the CTF gameplay has been okay, right? I mean, we see in this series, Revan, they go ahead and they take the CTF. Was there anything that stood out to you as impressive in terms of Tainted Minds' performance?
I mean, just like you were saying, their CTFs has been good. Even when they've matched up against Optic Gaming, even when they've matched up against Rise Nation, they have strong starts to the CTF, but they were never really able to carry it through against the top-tier talent. But obviously here against Complexity, they get the job done, but that's one game mode, and you only play it's 1 out of 5 total modes that you could play in a series, so it's just not enough to get the job done. Here you can see how it plays out. Yeah, you dismantle Complexity in the CTF, but look at the hard points. Look at the search and destroy. I mean,
it's the worst.
This doesn't make up for it by any means.
Right. You only have one CTF in a series, right? Yeah. Yes, you can prolong the series, but you're going to have to win a hard point and a search at some point along the way. And in terms of their hard point play, again, was there anything that stood out to you there from Tainted Minds, which kind of was a red flag in your opinion?
Tainted Minds, they tend to force the issue. They push challenges when you don't need to. And sometimes if you're holding that pinch, it's better off to just hide and wait for them to run past you and shoot them in the back. And when you force the issue, sometimes you're going to end up losing that gunfight, and they're going to just get a favorable position on your teammate. And it's honestly not the best way to play, and if they're able to slow down, it might improve their hardpoint drastically.
You know, on the plus side there, you see Dashi a 1.88, phenomenal KD there for Complexity. The final score of that game for 250 to 100. I think one of the key things to note, I know Chance talked about it, and I think Dashi touched on it as well, was they were having problems trying to break in towards bunker. They didn't really have a strategy to it. Then, of course, they go home, they work on it, and you see they have a little bit more success breaking into that hill.
I mean, look, if at any point you're struggling to like break a hard point, all you have to do is like bring out 2 smokes, and like you could make anything happen if you could just smoke out the map and block out some crucial lines of sight. But still, I mean, overall between the 2 hard points, like you don't even score 250 points. Like obviously there's a lot of issues with Tainted Minds when it comes down to that game mode, and it's rough because like I brought up about their CTF gameplay, when they go up against like some of the best teams in the game, like they didn't play scared against Optic Gaming, they didn't play scared against Rise Nation, but for some reason you go up against Complexity and then all those fundamentals just fall apart.
Yeah, very, very strange, but once again, congratulations to Complexity, the first win of the day. Here's a look at what's still to come. Up next,